Hi there, Scorpio. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for June. I want you to focus on the things or the thing that you really desire, because it could sincerely come to pass in June. But it's not going to get there without a few negotiations and potential obstacles, but something you really, really desire can come very much to the fore. Your passions for life are really going to be inflamed. Now, whether this is something that you've long wanted to buy, perhaps a big ticket item, perhaps an extension to your property, perhaps moving altogether, perhaps it's a connection to a person, or perhaps a more intimate spark in a love relationship, those passions are certainly going to be really pumped up due to a conjunction between the Sun and Venus, which is going to dominate for the first 17 days. Now, this can bring extra financial resources your way. It could bring someone closely into your circle that you can get much, much closer to. But equally, you have to take care to aspire and desire for the right things. And this is because of the lesson of Saturn. Saturn does have a bad reputation, it's true, but Saturn also keeps us grounded. And Saturn continues in your sector of everyday resources. And in the first week of this month, it is going to be clashing with both the Sun and Venus. So whatever you want, you need to be careful what you wish for. It could be that you're going to get it, but it may actually turn out to feel differently to you once you get the breakthrough. Now, each person's individual journey is going to vary, but I do feel there is the opportunity to savour the very best of life. But I do also think in that first week, temptation could get in the way. Your desires could be inflamed to an exaggerated level, which isn't necessarily going to be good for you. So that's why I say be careful what you desire. Now, what's going to help you hugely is that Mercury, the planet of thought and talk, is in your sector of communications around relationships. And it's possible that you're going to be interacting with someone in the first 2 weeks of June who can give you some really solid advice. This person may be a bit more detached, not quite so emotionally caught up in the situation, but their wise counsel, their mentoring, is something you should take seriously. Then again, perhaps it's you who's going to be guiding someone or or helping along in a spirit of cooperation. But I do feel that those desires are going to potentially grow, particularly once Mercury moves on the 13th. And all of this is coming about because of a very big astrological connection between a number of different points known as a grand mutable cross. This is extremely rare. It follows on from a grand cardinal cross. Now, there's been a lot of action, a lot of rip-roaring action over the world at large over the last 5 years. We're now all being asked to be much more dexterous and flexible in our approach. And that's why I say, however much you crave for something, desire something, and however much it comes to you, try to stay grounded, that you don't get too swept away in the lust of wanting that very thing or that very person. Keep a sense of detachment around your relationships. Otherwise, you could feel that your own identity is almost being lost in this furnace of passions. What's going to help you to be that much more objective about things is going to be the full moon, which occurs on the 20th, and the move of Venus on the 18th. Venus moves into a more free-flowing position, one which is going to see you asking more questions. It's joined by the Sun on the 21st, but on the 20th, jammed between these 2 points, there is a full moon. Now, it's possible that you could find yourself rebalancing or realigning an expectation you had earlier in the month. But then you can find the right energy and just get things just as you really need. And that can be a very cute move. And then once the Sun moves on the 21st, and also your traditional ruler of Mars goes forwards from a retrograde on the 28th, I think things will start to flow much more comfortably for you. There follows on the 30th the arrival of Mercury in your sector of exploration too. If you find yourself going on some kind of journey towards the end of June, it really wouldn't be a surprise. Okay, this may be the time of year that some people go on vacations, but this could be something much more enriching for you, something that really helps you to see life and your perspective in an entirely different way. You could have this trip of a lifetime from the comfort of your sitting room just by learning new knowledges and new skills, or it could be talking to someone from your locality who just has a very different viewpoint or cultural background. So the travelling doesn't necessarily have to be physical, it can be metaphysical too. But as this month draws to a close, I do feel once Mars goes forward, your opportunity to move forwards with your hopes is definitely going to be increased. Not least that Jupiter is going to be cooperative of Pluto all through this month, but I think by the month's end you're going to be viewing things in a much more independent but also adventurous way, and viewing your early desires in quite a different context. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Scorpio. Good luck and goodbye for now.